Hello students, welcome to my social studies class. This is Sanchita ma'am here to take social studies class of class 4 students. We are in chapter 2, that is the clues to the past. Clues to the past. Today is the second class. We are already started this chapter, sources of history. Now we are in here, sources of history. Now sources of history can be divided into two parts. One is called archaeological sources and another one is called literary sources. Archaeological sources and literary sources. Now question comes to you that what is called archaeological sources? Archaeological sources are basically the material evidence like historical buildings, coins, inscriptions and other remains that gives important and detailed information to a particular period. Got it, students? You know, clues means the traces or the informations which one are searched by the historians or the archaeologist. So, archaeological sources I already explained to you. Now next one is what is called literary sources. Literary sources. Literary sources are what they are called the data or information which is received in the written forms which describe the nature of the society of ancient time. The literary sources includes literature of Vedic, Sanskrit, Latin, Egyptian or Roman and other literature along with other foreign accounts. Now see, archaeologists, they work in stages. They first select the sites which they think will have remains of the past. The coins, the artifacts and even monuments or entire cities are sometimes found buried underground. So archaeologists find and dig out these to learn about the past. Such things are the only sources of history for a time when humans did not know how to write, namely prehistory. Once a site is found, archaeologists dig very carefully using proper tools. This act of digging, see the slide, this act of digging, see one archaeologist is digging the field. This act of digging out the remains of the past is called excavation. What is excavation? This act of digging out the remains of the past is called excavation. In your book, page number 14, you will get this word excavation. In case an old object is found, it is handled very carefully so that it does not get damaged. Archaeologists then study the sources and gather facts about the past. Another archaeological sources is inscriptions. What is inscriptions? Inscriptions are written records found on rocks, cave walls, walls of palaces and coins. You know, the inscriptions found on the walls of ancient temples in Egypt or in ancient pyramids give us important information about the lives of the people, their thoughts and beliefs. In the slide you can see inscriptions of ancient Egypt. Similarly, the inscriptions of Emperor Ashoka have been found across India. These inscriptions on rocks and pillars tell us about the wars he fought, the rulers he defeated, he means here Emperor Ashoka, and the ideals that he spread. In the slide, you can see inscriptions of Emperor Ashoka. 4 inscriptions are here. You can learn what is called inscriptions by the slide. Old coins also tell us many things about the past. A coin often carries the name of the ruler who made it. Sometimes there is an image of the ruler as well that tell us how the ruler looked. If there is a date written on the coin, we learn about the time during which the king or queen ruled. We also learn about the language that was used during that time. The metal used in making a coin can tell us how wealthy the ruler was. For example, here see the gold coins. It is here you can see the golden color of the coins. This means the coins are made of gold. The gold coins of the Gupta dynasty. These coins are of Gupta dynasty. This gives us the picture of a prosperous empire. Here is another slide. You can see the coins of ancient Roman period. These are the coins of ancient Roman period. These are not all made by gold. Some other metals are used here to make these coins. Now, literary sources. What are literary sources? Old books, manuscripts, epics, religious texts, old newspapers, biographies, foreign accounts. All these are called literary sources. Here, religious text. What are called religious texts? Some of the literary records found are related to religions such as the Vedas, the Jatakas, and the Bible. These are called religious texts. These texts not only tell us about the religions they belong to, but also help us to understand the lives of the people who followed those religions. The Vedas are an important source of information about the Aryans in India. This is the picture of the Vedas. The Jatakas also give us we get to learn many things about Buddhism from the Jatakas and from the Bible about the Christians. The epics like the Ramayana, the Mahabharata, the Iliad, the Odyssey, etc. They also give us ideas about the lives of the people at the time these were written. Next, another source is biographies. Sometimes a ruler himself wrote about his time or ordered someone else to do so. These records are important sources of history. Some people also wrote on their own about the life and deeds of the ruler. These are called biographies. This life and achievements of a ruler was often the theme of poetry and plays too. From these writings, these are not only tell us about the rulers, but also give us clues to the lives of people during that time. Apart from these, there are the accounts of foreign travelers. What is called accounts of foreign travelers? Foreign accounts means the account written by the foreign travelers who came to visit our country. It is very important because it helps us to know about what others think of our country. It also helps us to know about the way the people lived in our country. Foreign travelers such as Marco Polo. Marco Polo, this one is Megasthenes, Huan Song, Fa Hien, Chinese travelers. They are important and understanding the history of ancient India. Their accounts of this Greek traveler Megasthenes and two Chinese travelers Fa Hien and Huan Song are very important in understanding the history of ancient India. There is another sources that is called oral sources. Oral sources what? These are legends, stories, songs and folk tales that were originally not written but were passed down from one generation to another by word of mouth. The information they give is not always true, but they carry some clues to the past. So students, all these are the sources of history. So the sources of history help us to learn about our past. So this much is today's task. You please read this chapter thoroughly. Chapter number 2, Clues to the Past. Page number 12, 13, 14 and 15. All is covered here. Go through your book, and next day I will discuss the question answers and word meanings, everything I will give. Till then, goodbye. Have a nice day.